Ladies and gentlemen, good morning. Today I want to talking about my single experience language learning, and especially the last language I was learned recently, the Chinese language. According to the World Survey, there are 1.3 billion people around the world who are speaking Chinese. First of all, the reasons that made me choose the Chinese language as a language to learn was I was working as a wedding dress designer. In my career, if you wanted to be successful in this career, you should have a unique accessories and unique materials. And to have unique accessories and materials and in a good price, a cheaper price, and to earn a good, you should travel to China, to the factories in China, to imitate it there, and to get it to China. So that's to Egypt. Sorry. So that was one of the reasons that made me choose the Chinese language. Let's say like a long-term goal. So, in addition to that, actually I met a Chinese international student in Egypt who came to Egypt to learning the Arabic language. So when I met him the first time, before I chose the Chinese department language as a department to learn, I found him how much suffering and how much difficulties he faces in his journey to learning the Arabic language. So I get like a good intention myself. If I will learn the Chinese language, I will make it easy on the Chinese people who will come in Egypt, because I wasn't planning to travel to any countries. Like I was planning to stay in Egypt and build my life in Egypt. So after I studied the school and the university, I discovered that my total of and my marks gave me a chance to study languages, and it was like I got 4 languages to study: English, Italian, Germany, and Chinese. I said to myself, okay, Germany is just 80 million who can speak Germany. And okay, it's good language, and we know the powerful of industry in Germany. But I would like to study the Chinese language, because 1.3 billion around the world who can speak this language. So it's a really big number. Secondly, the techniques I used to learn this language, it was 3 techniques. The first one, I like to have my vocabulary journal. The vocabulary journal, especially if I write my vocabulary journal by my hand, in my hand, it will be so helpful technique to memorize the vocabs and the new words. And especially if you put these new vocabs in a sentence. The second technique, it was the searching in dictionary. As you know, that the Chinese language is a big language and have many vocabs. And so the dictionary of the Chinese was like that. So I was searching all the time searching, like just for one word. Maybe it take from me 1 minute, 2 minutes to find this word. Like a searching. For example, the root ren, the word ren. So I was searching about ren. And I was write all the vocabs is related to the word ren. Like renmin, Jongren, Shuliaren.
Yeah.
So I was write it all. Like for example, it's a Syrian Ren. Ren is what its meaning. By the way, it's a person.
Yeah.
So I was take all the vocabs and write it. And it was take a lot of time from me. For the third technique, I was searching about body language. For that reason, I get a nice chance to find an international students who came to Egypt to learning the Arabic. So I suggest to him to them. There was both. I suggest to both of them to share one apartment and to live together. So we built a simple and a small health center in our apartment. Like one day I give him a chance to practice the Arabic language, and next day I help them he helped me to practice the Chinese language. So next, according to the Rosetta Stone website, the Chinese website, there are 4 tips, and actually it's very useful tips. If you follow them as a Chinese learner, to be a good Chinese learner, you will really have a good result. The first tip is to start with the basic vocabs and phrases. And the second technique is to focus on the pronunciation of a Chinese and the tone. As you know, I want to explain something like in Chinese. For example, we have a word ma. So it has 4 tones. So I remember in my first year, I was using my face in learning. I have 4 tones, like the first tone ma, and the second tone ma, and this is what meaning ma. So I remember my first year, I was doing like this in the class. Ma. It was really hard for me. And for the third technique, it's to practice the Chinese daily. Practice daily the Chinese. And for the last technique is to embrace yourself with the Chinese language. Embrace yourself with the Chinese language. For my future plan about my journey with the Chinese, it will be like after I will get my Canadian citizenship, I have a plan to travel to China, to stay there 1 year, and study in HSK level. And after that, maybe I'll start my goal, the business there, and in this way I will improve my Chinese. So thank you for your time and for listening.